Hello and welcome. I am the Organizer Advisor. I am here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. And we are day 2, every nook and cranny cleaning of the office space. Now yesterday we always start with the ceiling, making sure we get all the dust off of the acoustical texture on our ceiling. And then we focused on the north wall. We use this compass rose strategy to focus on one wall a day so that we don't get overwhelmed and we just get, the room turns into total chaos. That's not productive. You don't feel good when that happens. And then you start to feel like, avoiding the room, so it's just kind of left in that condition. So we don't do that. Here we take these little steps every day to help the transformation without the overwhelm and frustration. So today we are focusing on the east wall. Now on this east wall I have a closet, which is this mirror here. So you can see the rest of the north wall is very clean. And then I'm going to clean every storage device. Now this is a heavy piece. I'm not going to move that by myself. Remember, we've always said that when we're every nook and cranny cleaning, we are not going to move heavy pieces by ourselves. We either get help or we just use our microfiber wand and we just run it behind the piece to dust the wall, both the wall and the back of the furniture. And you can also spray a little Murphy's oil soap on this in order to clean the baseboards, as well as under the piece. If you have carpet, you can use your vacuum to clean underneath. So you don't always have to move big pieces of furniture to clean. So I'm not going to move this, and I just want to show you there's lots of drawers in here, so all of these are going to get clean. This is my craft cabinet. So I have my decorative items. Of course, you're not here because you're a minimalist. You're here because you have a lot of stuff and you need to know what to do with it. I decorate everything with it. All of my interior spaces are decorated. My closets, everything, because that way I can display my stuff, but it doesn't all have to be out. So I can create little vignettes in these pieces so that I can have all my stuff, but I don't have to look at it all the time. So this is a lot of my collection, little things that, okay. Another thing you may want to know about me. I spent an enormous amount, I'm a garage sale, thrift store, restore kind of person. So just about everything that I own, just about everything has come from an estate sale, a garage sale, a thrift store, or a side of the road freebie. The carpet in this office was a side of the road freebie in Hawaii. So yeah, I collect things, but there's a story for everything. The way I've gotten it, or somebody has given it to me, or it's an heirloom, but I have literally got most of everything with spending very little money, which, for a collector, that's great, but it also then kind of dovetails right into hoarding. So I do have a hoarding gene. Sorry. But I understand the compulsion to have a lot of things. So one of the things that I want is, I'm not going to show you, this big beautiful house with minimalistic stuff that's easy to clean, like 2 or 3 things in a room. I'm here to help you deal with all of the stuff, because you're here because you have a lot and you don't know how to deal with it and it's overwhelming you. So that's my little niche, is kind of how to be a happy hoarder or, collector. So I've gotten my hoarding gene under control, but I bet you don't think so, but I really do. So anyway, here's my collection. Since this is kind of an Asian themed room, because of the rosewood is all, my husband bought this in Hong Kong, a whole set of it. So I have a lot of it. It's very heavy wood, it's very tropical, so it has to be hydrated. And you can see just by looking at it how dry this wood is. And then yesterday I moisturized the wood. I like to use the Old English lemon oil to moisturize. That's for wood, and for leather, I use the Lexel. So those are the, and you know I don't use a whole lot of product. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all of these drawers. I'm going to hydrate the inside of the cabinet. I do that with Murphy's oil soap in water. I mix it 1 part Murphy's oil to 3 parts water and put it in a good spray bottle. If you're going to buy a spray bottle at the dollar store for $1, it's not going to last very long. This is a professional spray bottle. I use it for horses. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the inside of the cabinet so that the joints stay very hydrated. The wood stays very hydrated. Of course, I'm going to clean out all the drawers, and I'm going to make sure that I hydrate everything, especially the joints. And then there are 3 drawers down here. These are all my craft things. This is kind of my craft room, as well as my office, so it's a multifunctional room. And so this is all of my craft stuff, and I'm going to show you how to organize all that. We've already organized craft stuff for our thematic, but this might give you some ideas on how to store it. So you want to store your craft items so that they're accessible, functional, and that you know, they're organized so that you can be able to find what you want when you want. Okay, so I'm going to clean this piece, and then I'm also going to clean the inside of this closet, which you can see is a bit messy. This is my husband's closet, and I also have a couple of craft things up here, but it's gotten a little bit out of control, so I'm going to clean this. I'm not going to take everything out because these are all our collectible trains. We have boxes and boxes of Lionel trains that my husband had as a kid, and he likes them stored in the house, so that's what his closet is dedicated to, as well as his clothes. I don't think you can see over here. My husband is a minimalist, so you can imagine how this goes. So this is his stuff. Here's some more. Okay, so we had a bit of an oops. Cat kind of got involved with the camera cord and everything went flying. So we're back. Nothing got broken, fortunately, and I think it filmed the entire time. Anyway, another thing I want to suggest is have a basket that you can just put things that you're going to purge. Look how much I've purged. So you want to have that handy so it can go straight into the back of your vehicle, so it can go straight to the donation or recycling bin or whatever you're going to do with it, because otherwise it's going to linger, and lingering diminishes our energy, and we don't want things to linger. We want to get that sense of completion. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing the every nook and cranny cleaning of this cabinet and the closet. I'm going to film little pieces of it, but not all of it, and then I'll fast forward through it so you can see the process without having to go through you know, the hour and a half that it's going to take. So thank you for being here. I will see you at the end when we'll do a recap. I just wanted to give a little quick idea. We are actually going through a lot of our office and audiovisual and electronics during our October. So our second month of our 30 or 90-day transformation. So what I wanted to mention is while you're cleaning, if you have old, if you're old like me and you have CDs, it's a great time while you're cleaning to listen to some of your CDs, and that way you can find your favorites and purge ones that no longer resonate with you. but I also want to give kind of a shameless plug to John Two Hawks, one of my favorite artists. He's on YouTube, but he also is the music that I'm playing right now. Very soothing, very relaxing. So as you're cleaning and enjoying your kind of interaction with all of your favorite things, then it's really nice if you're listening to something very relaxing. Another thing I wanted to say is I know that I'm using these, disposable gloves, but just you can use your, regular kitchen protective rubber gloves, but they're pretty clumsy when it comes to holding on to delicate things. So I do use disposable gloves, but I reuse them. So I'm not like throwing them away every day. This one is the same one I used yesterday, so I just wanted to mention that. All right, back to cleaning. Now this is how I clean my drawers. I kind of just take the Murphy's oil soap and spray along all of the joints. And then I take my rag and I just wipe off the excess. And I'm going to wipe down the whole drawer. Now this rag, it looks a little dirty, but it's full of cleaning oil. The Murphy's Oil Furniture Hydrator. So it does go ahead and give that nice moisturizing to the wood as I kind of clean it. So see the difference? See how pretty that is? Look, it shines, look. So I will do that to the rest of the drawers on this side. I'll put everything back in the drawers and then I'll work on this side. Okay, I just wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that we keep. Now, I'm a collector, but I also like to keep things that are meaningful to me. There's a couple of pieces here. As I'm going through, I'm cleaning every piece before I put it back. So this actually belonged to my grandfather. I think my mother bought it for him when they went to Hawaii. When my parents were first married, they did. My dad was in Vietnam and he did an R&R in Hawaii, so my grandmother watched me and my brother while my mom flew to Hawaii to visit with my dad while he was had a little bit of a break. And she brought this back for my grandfather, and when he passed away, he still had it, so I kept it. So that's going to go here. And then I don't have many pieces from my extended family. This belonged to my grandmother. It's very old. It was a piece that she loved, and so it's like really her energy, and I love it. It's got some birds, but it's a beautiful piece. And I love it, and it kind of goes with my theme. I like organizing and decorating by theme too. So this is going to go here. And then this little piece I got at a yard sale. And I'm just showing you kind of my process for whether I'm going to keep something or not. It's just an oxen, ceramic oxen, but there's something about it I love. It's unusual, so I'm just going to clean him and keep him as well. So I just kind of, as I'm interacting, it's uplifting to me. It's something that I treasure. I love it. It makes me happy when I'm cleaning it. So it's a keeper. And then I have this little elephant. You can see. So I like this too. So I'm going to clean it. And I'm just wiping them down with a little Murphy's Oil soap on my cloth. Okay, a couple of other pieces. This is a piece that I love. It's a piece that gives me serenity. I've had it for quite a while. So it goes in there. And then this is a cloisonne egg that my husband brought back on his worldly travels. So I'm going to wipe that. And I like to just wipe it. Number one, it uplifts my energy while I'm working with one of the pieces that I consider a treasure. But I then know it's clean, so it makes me feel good. And then I have these two little art pieces, little oil paintings that kind of have I actually have another one over there that was done in the 1800s. We'll see that tomorrow. But I have these two and they match a painting over there. So I kind of just wipe them down lightly. And now I have these two that go in here as well. There. So this side of the cabinet is now done. So now I'm going to move to this side. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take everything out. I'm going to moisturize the wood. I'm going to clean everything, and I'm going to organize. All of these drawers are organized. Everything's clean. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, friends, I have a bunch of stuff here that goes into this cabinet, and I want to show you the difference between just putting your stuff in and the potential of using your stuff to kind of decorate the inside spaces. It's still stored there, but yet it gives it an aesthetic look. So I'm going to take the stuff and I'm just going to put it in the cabinet. Okay, so I just stuck the stuff in the cabinet. Here's another thing. So when I open this cabinet, it looks chaotic to me, but I can really make this space sparkle by arranging the things in it so that it's aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't, this is chaotic to me. This is calm. So I'm going to rearrange this so that it looks calm, it looks inviting, but it still holds my stuff. So I forgot a piece of coral that's going to go in there. So just bear with me a minute. This is going to go in the back. And while I'm doing it, I am going to wipe everything down just because, you know, I like it clean. So here's my magnifying glass that I need to use, so I want it where I can get it, because my eyes are old. Wipe this down. This belonged to my grandfather, or actually I bought this at a yard sale. And then I found all these little alabaster cups that go with it. So it made a nice part of my collection. So put things together. You can tell I'm a happy hoarder. I love unusual things. And I don't feel like I have to justify it as long as the things that I have are functional and it doesn't stress me out. So even those little cups are clean. Okay, so this is a little salt people. See those? Those are going to go up here. Oh dear, my coral fell. There we go. Now, this is something I created. It is an egg made out of garnets and pearls. So that's really special to me because I made it. And my mom actually gave me this little case to house it in. So that's going to be, that's actually going to go here. This book. Now see how all of these three colors pull out each thing? So I'm probably going to capitalize on that. Here's, you know me and books. So this is going to go up here because I like the way those colors go together with this. So this is kind of going to go front and center. And then I have this teapot. Of course, I have to look in it and make sure there's nothing in it. I don't stash stuff, but other people I know do. So that's going to go right there. Well, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so I have these. I'm just arranging these neatly so they look neat when I open the cabinet. Now I have this little decorative elephant. This is a jade bowl that somebody gave me. I did something nice for somebody one time, a lady at a thrift store in Williamsburg. And the next time I went into the store, she had this in a gift box for me. It's a beautiful jade bowl. And then I found this little stand for it. And since this has a jade handle, it's going to go with my jade collection. Okay, this I'm not going to use. Oh, I forgot. I have one more little jade piece. That's going to go right there. Okay, so this is like all of my jade. And then all of these are my really treasures that they kind of have the same theme. So then in the drawers, I'm going to put all of the stuff back that I took out. And I'm going to highlight a couple of things. First, I have this game board made out of stone. I paid $5 for it at a garage sale. And then I was able to go online and buy all the little marbles. Let's see if you can see those to go with it. And that's in a decorative box. I love storing things in items that I have. So that kind of gives it a really cohesive feel. So that goes in the drawer. Now the next thing, I have, you know, all those, I'm old, so we had VHSs and we had VHS, or video cameras that weren't digital. So I took all of my videos and had them converted to, these are all from my kids. So I had them all converted to CDs so that I can play them, or they're DVDs. So these are all the DVDs that I had. Look, you can see they're labeled year 1997 Hawaii, and this is one where I took my kids to swim with the manatees. So all of those are stored in here, along with all of my CDs with photographs. That's back before we had, you know, little camera cards and things. So that's in there. Then I do keep office stuff in my office, and my husband's office and my office. We share. We have a partner's desk right here. You'll see that tomorrow. But all of these little tablet, you know, little electronic things. I don't know that I need all of these. One's a good travel case. That zipper is not going to work, so yep, that goes. This is for thumb drive storage. It's going to go in the husband's side. Yeah, this is my side, husband's side. And then all the cases for hard drives. I keep quite a few hard drives, external hard drives, because I have like 10,000 pictures, and I'm not joking. Look. Look. In this case was a key to my mailbox at the Williamsburg house. There you go. That's why I every nook and cranny clean. So now I have all of these hard drives. Here's a hard drive. I have no idea what's on it, so I'm going to check that. We'll be doing organizing electronic documents, and we're going to pull all of our hard drives, thumb drives, camera cards, and we're going to get all of those organized. So that goes in there. A couple other things. My stylus for my tablet. I have an extra goes in there. Look, I even have a little fan for my computer. And I also have another one. And then I have this cord for, it's a charging cord. It's really kind of cool because it rolls up. But then I have that for an extra. I think that's going to go downstairs with all the fun stuff. Okay, so all of this is now organized. I'm going to put this in here because I'm not going to display that, but I want to keep it. And then I also have a couple other things. Here's my horn bowl and a couple of pieces that I'm not going to display, but I want to keep them in my collection. Okay, so that's kind of how I organize, and if you can see how this looks, it's so much more inviting. I still stored all my stuff, but it's appealing. I go in here and I'm like, oh, this looks good. Every time I open the cabinet, it's uplifting, and that's what I'm trying to convey, is how to make your house uplifting and all your spaces uplifting so that it makes your soul happy. Okay, so I'm going to do the outside and then I'll start on the closet. Hello everyone. This is all my craft stuff in my office that's going to go in this drawer. So I'm going to show you the process of how to organize your drawers so that they're functional and you can find what you need. But this is a lot of stuff to go in one drawer, so it's going to be really important that we put it in there in an organized way. So I'm going to set up the camera so you can see, and then I'll show you how to organize your drawers. This is craft stuff, so we're going to be focusing on that. So if you have craft stuff, it's a good time to get them organized. Okay, so we're ready to put the stuff back. We're ready to put the stuff back in the drawers. And what I want you to suggest is start with the largest things first. So this won't take long, so I'm going to do the whole video without speeding it up. Here are my paper cutters for my paper crafts. So that's going to go in there. You want to put the largest stuff in first because it takes up the most room, and then you can add the little stuff around it. So I also have kind of some of my craft things in this little cubby container. It's got little compartments. So let's see if you can see. So I have my paints, my ribbons, and little odds and end pieces. They would just be all scattered in the drawer, and that doesn't work for me. So I need to keep, like, especially the ribbons, so it doesn't like unravel and get everything all, you know, where I'm having to untangle things. But also it keeps my paints upright from spilling, and that's important to me too. So that's going to go just like that. See? Then I have a matching one that's a little smaller, but this holds all my stamps for my stamp pads, keeps all my little stamping supplies organized, because I have a lot of rubber stamps in the next drawer, and I'll show you that. But this is also some little paints and stuff that I use for rubber stamping, so that's going to go in here as well. See how neat that looks? Now I'm going to put in the little stuff. So I have some paint, but that's too tall. But if I lay it down, it's going to spill. So I'm going to lean it just like that. So now it's in there, but it's not going to spill. Here's my glycerin. I'm going to do the same way. Now I have this little space right up front here, and I can put, because I want to keep all my ribbon together. I'm going to put all of my little ribbon there, and then I have a little thing of tulle, and then that's going to slide right in there. So now this whole front will keep these from sliding when I open the drawer. Okay, now I'm going to finish up. So what I do is I go through and categorize everything. Okay, so I have my light box and this little envelope thing. It's an envelope template, so that's going to go over here. And I also have my embossing gun. So I'm going to check the cord, make sure that the cord is safe. Remember, we want to do that and there's no burns in it so that the wire is showing through. And then I'm just going to wrap the cord around. Sorry, I have to do that again. Okay, I'm just going to wrap the cord around the handle so that it stays, you know, without getting all over the drawer, because what could happen is that the cord is kind of loose all over the drawer, and when I go to pull something out, I can accidentally pull something that cord is kind of snagged on, and then I may pull multiple things out of the drawer that I didn't want. So let's just give me a second, because I'm doing this like super neatly. Because when a drawer looks neat, when you open it, it's inviting. The more calm you can give to the energy of the placement of your things, the happier you're going to be, trust me. And I love just the soothing music, helps me want to have a calm, there, see? Yeah. So that's going to go right here. Good. Don't know if you can see that. All right. Here's my glue gun, and I don't know what that is. Oh, some feathers, so that's crafty. So this is going to, I'm going to put my glue gun back here. I have extra parts to my paper cutters. I'm going to put those back there. And more parts to my paper cutters. Those go back there. And then here are my India inks. So I have them in a Ziploc bag. You can guess why. So just so that they don't spill and then they stain all over the drawer. So I've got them up right now, and I'm going to set them carefully in the front. And then I'm going to take all of my little embossing powders, and I'm just going to line them up right here. There. Now I have a few odds and ends here. So I'm going to go through and see what I'm going to keep. I don't know what this is. If I don't use it, I'm going to end up getting rid of it. So I'm going to put that there. I don't need that. That's go. Here's some tassels. Some tassels. I like tassels. So I have all of these little tassels. They're great for paper crafts, cards, you know, gifts. Kind of making a gift packaging pretty special. So those are all going to go back in here. I'm also going to put the little leaves that I found in there. So those are ready for crafting. This is Velcro. So I can put that with my sewing stuff, but I also use it for crafting. So I think I'm going to put that with my sewing stuff. I'll use it more there. And then here are some scrapbooking things. And then lastly, I have all my little sponges that I paint with. I keep my brushes in a device I'll show you in the closet, but for my little sponges, I keep them in this little soap dish. Okay, so that is the drawer. It's all organized. I'm going to put this down here like this. There. So now when I open this drawer, it looks neat. It's clean. I can even take my freshening spray and just freshen it. There. Now I can find all my craft supplies when I need them. I don't have to jumble through a bunch of little boxes to find stuff. It's all spread out so I can find the paints and the ribbons and everything I need when I want to craft, because I lose my inspiration to craft when I'm frustrated. So there we go. Now the next drawer is going to be this rubber stamping drawer. So I'm going to take everything out, and then I'm going to clean the drawer and moisturize inside the cabinet, And then I will, in fact, I'll just do it now. There's not that much in here. Oh, look, I found another tassel. So I'm going to put those with my tassels. See? That in a minute. I made a bit of a mess. That's why I keep everything in Ziplocs. Okay, so here are my rubber stamping trays. This is just a utensil holder. And then these are the ones that I have in Ziplocs. Those are my smaller rubber stamps. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. Then I'm going to use my Murphy's oil spray and soap, Murphy's oil, soap, and water spray to hydrate the inside of the cabinetry. Now you only do this for solid wood furniture, but this is actually a piece of furniture that cracked because it was not hydrated. That's when we lived up north at the Air Force Academy, and the weather was so dry that it just dried out the wood. So check your wood and see its specific requirements, because when these pieces crack, sometimes it damages them and it's really hard to get them fixed. So now I'm going to take my cloth, just wipe down the inside. Check inside to make sure that there's nothing in there. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the drawer. Now this is heavy wood, so again, just along where all the joints are, and just let it sit for a second while you wipe out the drawer. And while you have the drawer out, you might as well just wipe down all the corners and all the surfaces. Make sure there's nothing sticky. And then just replace the drawer. Okay, now I'm ready to put everything back in the drawer, and I'm not going to do a lot of heavy editing, so you're really seeing kind of the process. So you want to put in the larger things first. Like I said, I keep all of my little rubber stamp things. These are utensil trays. So I got 3 that match, and I keep my little rubber stamps in this, so that doesn't happen. So, there we go. And then this way I can see right through the Ziploc, and I can see I've organized these by themes. So I have a holiday theme, I have a nature theme, I have a baby theme, I have a wedding theme. And then my larger ones, I still have, but they're displayed so that I can see them. And then I have my really big ones. So those are just going to go on to the side. So I have those neatly. Then I have some paper craft accessories. So these are just some stickers. Put those there. And then here are some foam stamps. And then I use shelf liner sometimes for paper crafts. So that's going to go. Right there. And then here's some little ribbon things for paper crafts. So I'm going to put those right here. have those. And then I have my black, and then I have some black thread. I'm going to put this up in the top drawer. And then I'm going to put the rest of my little things away. And now I have to deal with this mess, which is not what I'm going to do on camera. And then I'll show you the bottom drawer. Okay, so I got this drawer totally finished, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of smell good spray so that when I open the drawer the next time, it's going to not only look amazing and organized and calm, and it's going to be inviting, it's also going to smell wonderful, and that's uplifting. That's what this whole process is about. Now, this last drawer, this one's a little messy. This is all my scrapbooking stuff. So I'm going to take all of this out. Look. I keep everything. Well, not everything, but anything that's sentimental. And so one of the things that I did when my kids were little is I made scrapbooks for not just photographs, but for all the cards that they had and the fun things that we did and all the trips that we took and the movies we saw. So for their 18th birthday, they got a scrapbook that chronicled their entire life. I think each boy got about 7 scrapbooks, big 12 by 12 scrapbooks, but it had all of their memories. And everything was labeled so that in the case that, you know, something happens to me, they can go back and they can relive their childhood. They can share it with their children. But it just gave me something to do, but it also helped me. And then each year on their birthday, we would go through that scrapbook for their life, you know, up until then. So I'm going to have to bend over and wipe this out real quick. There we go. Now I'm going to moisturize the drawer, and we're about finished with this cabinet. This room takes me a little longer to do because of all the stuff. So if you have to break it down into even smaller steps where you just do one piece a day, like one piece of furniture a day, whatever works for you. This is definitely a lot more cleaning than just cleaning, you know, like a bedroom. But if you have a lot of stuff, this is part of the process of going through and cleaning, every nook and cranny cleaning. Okay, so now I'm going to start returning things. This is all my scrapbooking supplies. So I'm going to put that here wherever it fits best. And then I'm just going to kind of stack this stuff because I'm not really ready. These are photographs. I also did a scrapbook for every year that we've been married. I've been married for 29 years this month. And so I kept all of our little cards. One from my husband. But I've kept all the cards we've given each other. And on our anniversary, we can go back and look and relive all of our special memories together. So that's just a suggestion. Okay, so what I'm going to do, put the largest things in first. So here's some scrapbooking supplies. There we go. Bring it this way. There. There's another little, I don't think I need this. This is for when I'm working on projects, but I don't think I need it. That's what my desk is for. I'm going to think about this one while I'm finishing cleaning. And then here are some other scrapbooking supplies. I'll put those right there. Now, I have have some photographs, me in elementary school. So those are going to go over here. And then here's some more photographs. They're going to go over there. And then the projects that I need to still work on, I'm going to put in some cards that I'm going to put into a scrapbook. Those are going to go here. Actually, I'm going to turn them this way. And I found some more photographs, so I'm going to put them in my little photograph thing. More photographs. So, I'm going to start working on my grandson's scrapbooking. Sorry, I keep missing the camera, but okay, so now I have those all tidied up. There we go. I have some scrapbooking supplies. Oh, look. More photographs. So, alright, I'm going to sit. So I found some more cards, more photographs, tickets. That's when I went to the Biltmore. That was a fun trip. Okay, so I found a bunch more cards. Those are all going to go into a Ziploc bag. I'm going to need to get another Ziploc, so we'll put these aside for right now. I have some magnetic, oh look, here's a Ziploc. I can use this one. I have these magnetic sheets that I use for my photos, so those are going to go right here. Then I can use this Ziploc. And you all thought I threw all those Ziplocs away. Okay, so now I have another bag of cards. And then, it's when I was a teacher. It's my son Kyle. So these are photographs, so they're going to go here. And then found a few more photographs, but I have a stack of them in here, so I'm just going to put those there. Okay, so with the exception of these scissors, everything should be clean and organized. Of course, I'm going to spray it so it smells good next time I open it. And I'm going to put my picture of my grandson back over there. Now I found these scissors I forgot to put back, and they're going to go in here. Okay, so this whole cabinet is done. Now I'm going to oil the outside, and I'm going to use my oilcloth and really moisturize the wood on the outside, and then this cabinet is finished. And I have purged and cleaned and organized, and I can now use whatever I need, and I can find what I want. I don't know if you can see the difference now. Make sure you do the sides of your wood too. Okay, friends, that's how to organize a cabinet. Every nook and cranny clean. Now when I open these drawers, they're inviting, they're organized. I can find what I need when I need them. Also up here, I have everything organized. It's clean, it smells good, and it's decorative. Makes me feel uplifted when I open it. So that's part of the process, is even if you don't want all your stuff out, you can decorate the stuff where you store it. So, all right, I'm going to start on the closet in a little bit, and I'm not going to take everything out, but I am going to organize and clean it, but I'm not going to do that on video because I need to go get this uploading. So tomorrow we will do the south wall, and that's not nearly as busy as the north wall and the west wall for me. So tomorrow will be a short day. All right, friends, thank you for sticking with me, and I'll see you again soon.